everyone, it's Bailey. Welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in to my February beauty favorites video. We got a lot to cover, so let's just not play around. Let's get started. I want to start off with some foundation. So I'm still on a little bit of a journey to find a new favorite. For the better half of 2018, I love the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous makeup. Mine is in the shade, I don't know why I forget this every single time, Warm Beige L4. I loved the natural but still relatively medium to full coverage it gave and the dewy finish. But my skin has been acting up like crazy. You probably won't be able to see it because I have been doing major concealing and coverage with the other foundations I've been playing with. But until I can get that under control, I've been wanting something a little bit more full coverage and even a little bit more matte, because an all over dew can sometimes emphasize the texture of my skin if I'm not careful about the kind of shimmer or highlight I put on it. So I've been going kind of full on matte with the foundation itself, and to get a little bit of a lit from within glow, I have finally purchased the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. Mine, I got the shade 3, light medium, and basically this is like an ultra glowy, super sheer tinted moisturizer, if that makes sense. When you put it on your skin, it adds a hint of tint, I find, so it is important. When I first saw this, it looked so sheer that I didn't know that getting your right shade match would be that big of a deal, but it does add a hint of tint to it. And if you get something a little bit too deep or even too light for your skin tone, I think it will affect how the shade of your foundation, to where it will make a big difference between like your face and neck or chest. So shade matching is important, but once you get it right, it just gives your skin this ultra glowy, lit from within sort of dewy look. And like I said, my skin is not in the kind of shape where I want to wear this by itself all the time, although I totally have, because I feel like it gives a very natural but still put together finish to the skin, if that makes sense. But I've mostly been wearing it underneath my foundation and I've really been loving it. The foundations that I have been wearing, first I will start with what I've been using the longest. I've gone back to my Smashbox Studio Skin 15 Hour Wear Hydrating Foundation. The shade that I've been using is 2.1. I could honestly use one a little bit lighter though at this point, but I don't happen to have that shade on hand. So this is what I've been using, and I've really liked the coverage it gives. It's a very thin formula, so you can build it up to get a good amount of coverage without it feeling too heavy or cakey, and it doesn't get cakey throughout the day, which is awesome. Depending on the condition of my skin, I have combo skin, so I can have, you know, an oil slick down the center of my face and then dry patchiness elsewhere. Sometimes I feel like, and it might come down to how I prep my skin, because I have been playing with my skincare as well, but this can sometimes cling to those dry patches in an awkward sort of way. So it's not my absolute favorite because it's not totally foolproof for me. So I recently picked up the new L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Wear Foundation, and the shade I got, which is what I'm wearing today, and the shade I got in this one is 440. Is there an actual shade to this? It does not look like so, but I am shade 440, and I also picked up the matching concealer. This I actually really like. It gives a ton of coverage and with just one pump, which I really like. There are some things that I don't love about it, and this first thing could totally be due again to my skincare and how I've been changing it to try and get rid of these breakouts, but I have found that it oxidizes a little bit pink on me. Even though I try and get the neutral undertones whenever I can in foundations, this sometimes just feels like it pulls a little bit pink when I look at it at the end of the day. Also, both of these are super fragranced. I did not appreciate how unscented or how very little scented what I currently use in my makeup routine is until I use these, because holy cow, it smells like putting perfume on your face. And I think that is not going to be great for a lot of people with sensitive skin out there, so just something to be aware of. And even something that, like, I'm not typically sensitive to fragrance, like neither my skin nor just like my ability to tolerate fragrance in products, but there is something about these that is just, they're so strongly scented, and I'm not totally sure about it. So they're not quite favorites territory, but I wanted to talk about using them here just because they have been a major part of my foundation makeup routine for the month. Oh, and when I haven't been using the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer, I have been going with my trusty Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I went a shade lighter to vanilla. I was using light beige or soft beige. I forget get which one, and I needed to repurchase because I was just about out of that last one, and I ended up going with vanilla, and I think it might be a better match for me, just a little bit lighter and slightly, I think it leans a little bit more yellow than the other, but it's been working with the undertones that I currently have in the foundations that I've been trying. So always a classic, just working with a different shade recently. Now let's move on to eyes. I have some staples that I believe I've carried over from the last month, and certainly beyond that for one of these items. One is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I rediscovered this back in December and have been using it ever since, and this has just about dried up on me, so I'm going to need to repurchase, and definitely will because I love it so much. And then some of the brow product that I use and have been for a while, just bought 2 more of these as backup, is the Covergirl Ultrafine Brow Pencil, and the shade that I get is Soft Brown. But I just love how ultra fine this pencil is. It makes it super easy to fill in my brows with more natural looking strokes, as opposed to kind of getting like big, blocky, filled in feeling brows. This feels a little bit more natural and just lets me slowly build my brows in a way that does the job without making them feel too overdone or overgrown. Then what's new in the eyes for me for this month actually came from Wet n Wild. They sent me a lot of their new launches, and I did a whole video about it. If you want to go check it out, either click the eye or I'll link it in the description. But one thing that has really stuck with me have been the Liquid Catsuit Cream Liquid Eyeshadows. These are incredible. They have the only bad thing about them, and I talked about it in this video, is how limited the shade selection is. They are all these kind of nudie slash mauve-y, so there are 4 shades and they're all nude or mauve, light nude or mauve, and the formula is so good that you can apply. I wear them just standalone. You can wear them by themselves, under things, over things, whatever. They perform beautifully no matter what, but it is kind of hard to find a cream finish liquid eyeshadow, especially from the drugstore, that doesn't need to be set or doesn't need to be prepped with a primer beforehand, and these are an all-in-one eyeshadow for me, and I love them. The only thing I'm wearing on my eyes right now today is the deeper one of these. I mean, they're so similar, but the deeper one is the shade Sandcastles. That's the only thing I'm wearing on my eyes today. I feel like it just gives me a very simple but still put together feeling monochromatic eye look, and I absolutely love them. I just use like a fluffy blending brush. I put a couple dots on my eyes and then just go in with something like this, blend it all out up into the crease, and then I call it a day. It's such a fast and easy eye look, and it lasts all day. So I have really been loving those. And then the only other thing for the eyes to talk about are lashes. I am in love with magnetic lashes. If you don't know this about me, I have a couple videos talking about how I like to apply them and my favorite kinds, because to be really specific, I like magnetic accent lashes. I've yet to find a full strip of magnetic lashes that make the effort worth the effect. I find that the accents do just as good a job, if not better, and they are so much easier to apply. So I have 2 favorites. The ones that I've been wearing most often, because I've had them longer, are from Allure, and these are, I actually just bought a backup pair because it doesn't say the kind on here, but they are something like faux mink magnetic accents. I'll put it in the description box below. Has this super long name, but they're incredible and they're super dramatic, more dramatic than the Ardell magnetic accents that I used to use all the time, just because I wanted something that was a little bit more stand out, made a little bit more of a statement across the lash line. And so these definitely do the job, but they are thick. So when I was in Walgreens one day, I stumbled across some new magnetic lashes from Kiss, which I'm so glad that more brands are starting to come out with more accent lashes, magnetic accent lashes, because there wasn't a whole lot of variety to choose from, but that is changing, which is nice. So the ones that I'm wearing today are the Kiss Magnetic Lash. Oh, I forgot that is the thing about these, is they don't actually have a name. It's just like style number 4. Like, I went to go look these up on the Kiss website and there is no style name to these. It's just like style number 4. Yeah, KEML04. So I will link to those in the description box below if you're interested, because these are similar to the Allure in how dramatic they are, but they're a little bit more wispy and therefore a little bit more natural looking, I think. I mean, Not that these look natural, but look more like natural lashes as opposed to like a strip of thick, dense lashes across your line. Oh, and the other thing I love about these that I actually like over the Allure comes with a case, as you can see, but they don't stick to, like, they just kind of fall around in here in this little clump as they get magnetized together. Whereas these Kiss, they come in this box, and I've kept the box because there are little magnets, like magnetic wells in here that you can actually, once you remove your lashes, plop them right in there, and that way they will stay in that pre-curved shape. You don't have to like make them cling to each other and then they'll just rattle around in here the whole time. It actually is built into the box, which I love. But the one thing I don't love is this magnetic lash applicator. It's the first time I've seen one quite like this, where it has this little arm that moves to help you put. It doesn't work. I tried it, not with a full strip of lashes, but with these, just the magnetic half lash, and I didn't find it was any more helpful than doing it just the way I normally do it, setting it down and kind of meeting the bottom to match the top. But maybe if I'm doing it with a full strip of lashes, which I have just yet to do because these just come so easily to me now that it's so easy to pop a set on, you know, right before I'm sitting down to film a video or run out the door or whatever. Okay, last are the lips, and I cannot not talk about these because I raved about them in the review that I posted and have been wearing them ever since, and even before that. They are the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit High Shine lipsticks. They sent me the whole collection. I swatched all of them in a video, and long story short, without like retelling you everything I said in that video, they're just an incredible high shine but incredibly opaque lip gloss formula. Like, it's definitely a gloss, it's not transfer proof, but I really appreciate the departure from the typical dry liquid lipstick that, even though it lasts all day, you know, I've yet to find a formula that leaves my lips feeling 100% comfortable, especially after day of wear. So it's just nice to kind of get away from that ultra dry texture and into something that is just as pigmented, but ultra high shine and super comfortable to wear on the lips. So really like this whole collection. The shade that I'm wearing today is Bad Girls Club, but I am wearing it over something new that I'm trying. Wet n Wild also launched a new Perfect Pout lip color collection. They did not send me these. I caught these in a social post or on their website as I was looking there one day, and so I bought every shade in this collection as well, and I figured I would wear a red to match this catsuit. So this shade is called Undercover Lover, and it's pretty similar to this Bad Girls Club shade. So I have that on, this lipstick on as a base, and then to give it a little bit of kick of shine, I put on the High Shine lipstick, and I really like the way they complement each other. So if you're interested in seeing this review, I will link it down below, or click the eye if you want to see that, but have really been liking these. The jury's still out on the newer lipstick, but I'll let you know. Expect a video coming soon. Alrighty, so those have been all of my favorites for the month of February. As always, I would love to hear what you guys have been enjoying down in the comments below, so be sure and tell me there. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys!